Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning in to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. Make sure you give us a call tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. You can always tweet me at Richie Walsh. My guest or my co-host tonight is Gene Collier, and we're going to be talking about the Penguins. A tough loss for the Pens. Their second straight loss. They're in third place in the Metro now. 2 points back of the Flyers and 3 points back of Washington. But the team that beat them tonight, the Devils, are only 2 points back of the Penguins. So it's getting pretty tight in the top half of that conference, in top half of that division, Gene. So, you know, any one of these teams, they're going to be flip-flopping, I'd imagine, for the next month or so before the postseason starts.
Right, and this was the rare big hockey game in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's finally time where games actually matter. Here's a game where the Penguins could have put 6 points between themselves and the Devils, and didn't play that well. Gave the puck away, allowed odd man breaks time and again. Had it not been for Casey DeSmith, they had gotten beat 7-2 or something like that. That was the imbalance, I think, in the way the teams played.
Yeah, he made a couple nice saves early that we'll show you coming up on KDKA-TV News.
Right.
But also, is it concerning to you that Matt Murray continues to get hurt? I mean, he gets a concussion now, but it seems like he's very injury prone.
Well, I would say he's unlucky. He's not the luckiest guy in the world. He's had a difficult year with the death of his father and everything else. But some players get hurt, some players don't. It's generally not their fault. The Penguins are obviously still really counting on Matt Murray, and there's no really good intelligence on when he might or might not be back, right?
Yeah, out indefinitely. Do you think he's the one guy they can't afford to lose right now? I mean, obviously you really can't afford to lose Crosby or Malkin, but I mean, you're looking at two rookies.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very important player, sure.
Okay, so I do want to ask you about the MLBPA grievance today.
Right.
4 teams named. The Pirates were one of the 4 teams. They're basically saying that the Pirates aren't spending enough money, essentially, or they're not spending it where they should be.
Right.
Do you believe it? Do you think this has any legs? How far will it get?
Well, this is a really difficult thing to prove. I think it's a black eye for the Pirates that they're one of the teams singled out. But there is a lot of politics between baseball and its players' union, and what comes out is not always motivated by what you think might be the motivation. There's a simple solution to this for the Pirates and the other 3 teams named: show them your books, but they won't.
Yeah, Cooney came out and said this is
Yeah, a lot of tough talk, but okay, show me.
Yeah, they said that they're doing the right things, and basically they don't know where this is coming from. But I can see both sides. I mean, I can understand why the Players Association is so upset, because look at what the Pirates are doing. They're not doing anything. They didn't sign their first major league free agent until a week ago or whatever.
Right. Well, the players are upset across the board at the way free agency has gone, but in singling out these teams, I mean, that just kind of raises the temperature on those teams.
Okay, so the Buccos still winless in Grapefruit League action.
Yeah, that Grapefruit League title is slipping away, Rich.
It's
the only league they can win. So.
Yeah, and I don't really put anything into spring training, win spring training games, but now, I mean, they have a couple ties, but they just continue to lose.
You only get one chance to win that Grapefruit League, as I said, Richie.
Colin Moran, though, another hit today, a double in the 5th inning. I haven't been down there yet, and I don't know if I'm going down, but they haven't done really anything impressive, and I think that's the way Pirates fans feel right now.
Well, I don't think anyone has anybody pitched 2 innings yet.
No? That's mainly what they pitched.
So
Brault went 2 scoreless
a long
today.
way from anything happening that matters. Really, March 29th.
Do you think we'll see maybe a free agent signing, a bigger name come in here? Do you think this is what the Pirates got right now? They're going to go with what they have?
Yeah, I mean, I think they feel like they're set. I mean, this trade for Corey Dickerson was actually good. I mean, that was actually a good Pirate trade, which I didn't think I had the ability to say anymore, but it is. I mean, and they have a lineup and they have a rotation that might or might not function, and they've got people to put in the bullpen. But across the board, are they an 81-win team? I don't think so.
a good Pirate trade. I totally agree with you, and I think a lot of people agree with that. But still, they didn't add more money. They still haven't spent that money that they traded McCutchen and Cole away. And, you know, I would hope that they're going to spend it at some point, whether it's this year or next year, to actually get someone in here. Are they waiting for someone? Do you believe if they're waiting for someone? I think that's the biggest question mark, and I don't think a lot of fans will be satisfied until they do spend that $21 million.
It's been a couple of years now that they're working on their financial flexibility, so they should be one of the most flexible teams in baseball.
Hey, we're flexible on this show, so give us a call tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. We're talking about the Pirates. Also, if you want to chime in on the Penguins' tough loss tonight, they're still very much in the mix, but a tough one against New Jersey. It was a game that they could have won, but some injuries. Also, Patrick Hornquist signs a 5-year deal worth $5.3 annually. I think it's a pretty good signing. We can talk about that coming up next. Stay right there on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.